Right, we can talk to the Chelsea manager, Frank Lampard. Frank, many congratulations. You made it through to the group stage. Got a bit twitchy at the end there, though.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. It did, and I think that one's on us slightly, because if we're going to have such control and domination of a game and attempts at goal, we need to take more of them. We need to have a chance conversion that's better than that and finish the game completely at 2-0. I always felt it wasn't quite done. We were aware of the Valencia score, and it made for a nervy 10 minutes when it didn't need to be.
You went with perhaps a more experienced side than you have done in recent weeks, Frank. Was that because of the situation of the group?
A little bit. I think it was Tony Rudiger coming back as purely because he's fit and he's ready to go and he's an important player for us. And with Jorginho and Emerson coming back, it was a little bit of freshness because we've had quite a few games in the last 2 weeks, but also a bit of game management, hopefully, with the experience they had. And I thought Jorginho, Emerson and Rudiger, they did bring that to the game.
How happy were you with the first half performance, Frank? Because you played some great football. Yeah,
really happy. I was interested to see our attitude and how we approached the game, the tempo of the game, the speed of it, and I thought it was all there. We maybe could have scored more goals, but we completely dominated it. We showed real good intention in our play, and we got the goals, and at half-time it feels very comfortable, and it was just a case then, and can we push on and finish this game quickly in the second half, and we didn't manage to quite do that.
Yeah, we've got Rio with us as well. Frank wants to ask you a question.
Hi, Frank. Well done today. Just quickly, how do you manage the young team? Obviously, with that comes like inconsistencies, dips in forms, etc. That's to be expected. How do you manage that with these young players within your squad?
Well, I think it's going to be a work in progress because with the youth, we understand those bumps in the road will come, whether it be individually or slightly collectively, and they're learning. These are all experiences all the time. So I think from my own point of view, I push them a lot, and I'm quite tough with them, and I want them to work and improve. But at the same time, you do have to be a bit patient, and that's where the balance, I think, of the team and the squad is important. That the older players, the more experienced players, do help them. We have got a good balance, but I think today was a really strong sign of how much work we have to do, because it should have been a game that was finished much earlier than it was, and we gave ourselves a tough time. It's been a little bit the story of our season at times, and that's the biggest thing for me. We need to improve.
You've got the transfer window coming up in January, Frank, where now you can obviously make a transfer if you wish. Is there an area that you would like to strengthen?
No, I think it'll be a bit fluid, and there'll be discussions that go on from now about where we can strengthen, because of course with Eden leaving, we lost a lot of goals today. Sorry, I'm hearing someone else there. We lost a lot of goals, a lot of creation from Eden in his particular position. So I think that what I'm talking about there today is that we've missed some chances, and I think we can probably look at strengthening and pushing and getting maybe more competition in those areas.
You go through in second place, so you're likely to get a really tough encounter in the last 16, but who would you like to play?
I don't know the option. Sorry, I'm a bit fresh. I don't mind the idea of having a bigger team. I think that's the Champions League. If you're going to win it, you may have to take on big teams. The young team we've got here, what a challenge that is. At the minute, I'm just delighted that we go through in a tough group where I think that shows when Ajax don't make it through the group, it shows that it was a tough group. So we should just be happy now that we're through it, and whoever comes over 2 games, we have to give it our lot.
And great experience, of course, for these young players in their development.
Yeah, it is. I mean, these nights are big for them, because I think what you do see there is, again, where we didn't take our chances, but a small moment, a small switch-off moment, not marking in our own box, and you can actually go and lose a game. And I think that's the beauty of the Champions League. It's such high-level stuff that the concentration and things you learn for these younger players that are going to be invaluable for them in their career.
How does it differ, Frank, being on the touchline for these huge Champions League nights to actually being part of them on the field?
A lot. I always loved the Champions League, and I was very fortunate to have some big nights, successful times, and also the other side of it, which is the nature of how competitive it is. And I think as a player, I always felt that, and it was a special thing to play. And it's the same as a manager. It's the same. You'd probably just take on the general responsibility of it more. For us to get through the group today was a huge thing, not just as an achievement for the players, but for the expectation of a club like Chelsea. And I feel that weight. I understand the weight. So, it can sometimes probably be more intense as a manager.
Does it mean a little bit more being a manager than a player?
Hard to say. Not much meant more than winning in Munich in 2012. And as I say, the disappointments were bad too. But I think as a manager now, the work that goes in, and I feel it, and you have staff with you, and we put in, you know, footballers, the players have it easy for sure. Not as easy as you pundits, but they have it easy in their careers. And I know that now I'm on the other side. I realise the work that goes in, not just myself, but everybody behind the scenes. So I think you understand that probably more as a manager.
Well, we'll take your word for it, because you were, of course, a pundit with us a couple of seasons ago, Frank. But you're doing a brilliant job. We wish you continued success, and thanks very much for talking to us.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Nice speaking to you all, lads.
Well done, Lampard.
Cheers.
Well done.
Thanks very much, lads. Thank you.